My husband does labor law. He's never in the courthouse. His work is, he's a labor law lawyer. His work does not come to the Court of Common Pleas. He very rarely, if ever, appears on any matter. His primary practice is labor law. So that being said, that would not be a conflict for me. His firm does work, a great amount of federal work, and nothing that would wind up, obviously, in my purview under that situation. If it did, it would be a very slight, I would imagine, amount of time, and there's 10 judges on the bench. It should not at any time be a conflict. When we're fully staffed, that would be a conflict for me. He is a part-time district attorney too, and anyone who knows Scott, he's been doing that for 20 years. He does the capital death appeals for the DA's office. He's part-time, so he's there very infrequently. George Banks has been his focus for the last many years as that lingers on. And nor would that be a conflict for me, because he never appears in court. He does appeals, and if it was something of that manner, it would very easily go to Frank Barletta, who's been there for 15-odd years also doing the appellate work. So for me, the conflict in that scenario is pretty minimal that I would have with any of those people. And again, with 10 judges on the bench, it would be hard. My husband doesn't do any criminal law, nor does anyone in his office. So if I were assigned criminal court, it would never be a conflict. My integrity's never been for sale, and it never will be. You come into a courtroom, you present your case, and you're going to get a fair and impartial ruling. The law is the law. Whether I agree or disagree with it, the law is there. My job as a public servant would be to apply that law. And I guess I challenge everyone too. There's 17 of us running. Look at what people have done in their community. I'm not afraid to say, go to the baseball organization I've been on the board for the last 4 years and they're beyond there, and ask any person there, and they'll tell you, I speak my mind. It's never a two-way discussion. I tell them what I think. This is my decision if I'm I'm on the board, and it is what it is. The same in any capacity I work in. I'm known for being very fair and being, I don't want to say cliche, but being honest. But that's what I do, and that's what, when people said to me, run for judge, this is a time, do what, you should do this, Tina. I took all of that into account. I've never had my, quite frankly, my honor or my ability to be fair and impartial questioned, and I think that's a value that I have, because it is what it is. I am very active in the community. I do things all the time where decisions are needed. We make those decisions, we listen, we move on, controversial issues, whatever it may be, and we move with the decisions we make, making those daily. And that's part of who I am. And again, because I've done so much in the community, I think that I'm not afraid to say to people, just go ask. Go, they'll tell you. I'm not afraid you bump into somebody and ask them, what her opinion of Tina is in this capacity or in this role of leadership, because it is what it is and who I am.